I think there's a message here for conservatives. I know there are a lot of conservatives who are getting whipped up about the film because it is stupid to cast Elliot Page as a dude. It's just stupid. But people on the right were saying, oh, the movie's going to bomb because of that. No, the movie's not going to bomb because of that. It turns out that when people want to be entertained, they're willing to entertain even bad flaws in the tooth if it turns out that the smile is nice.
Yeah, I never said the movie would bomb. I never said that once. I said the movie is ridiculous and we've got to call this out. This entire narrative around this movie, The Odyssey, is just stupid. And I'm using that word deliberately because the casting choices of the director, Christopher Nolan, undermine everything else in this movie. Even when conservatives like Ben Shapiro claimed the movie was a masterpiece, it is not. Casting a biological woman to play a Greek warrior is not a masterpiece, it's a disaster. Casting a black woman from Nigeria, which is over 2,500 miles away from Greece, to play Helena Troy is not a masterpiece, it's a disaster. It's stupid. Mythical or not, and I don't care how good a director Christopher Nolan thinks he is, that's overrated too. And now Elon Musk says he's going to produce his own AI version of The Odyssey that's historically accurate by the end of this year, just to prove a point. That's how serious this has become. You wouldn't cast Tom Hanks to play Mary Poppins. You wouldn't cast Meryl Streep to play Princess Jasmine in Aladdin. You wouldn't cast a dolphin in the remake of Jaws, because casting matters, and central casting matters even more. What are you going to do? Cast Elliot Page to play in Rocky 2, a new Rocky remake? I don't think so. Victor Davis Hanson is a senior fellow at the Hoover Institute. He also taught Greek mythology as a professor. Victor, great to see you. And I think this matters because the left want to pretend that Western culture was created by some multiracial group effort, and it's just not true. What bothers you the most about this movie?
Well, what bothered me the most was the actress Lupita Nyong'o, who said that the narrative was sexist. I haven't seen it. I'm going to see it tomorrow, so I got to be careful what I say. But when she said it was sexist, this was the second great work of literature at the beginning of Western culture. It was composed somewhere between 700 and 750. And it's amazing that you have these powerful women in it. I mean, Penelope keeps Ithaca secure. She outsmarts the male suitors. So when Odysseus comes back, he has a chance to reclaim his kingdom thanks to her. Athena is the most sober, wise, stable of the goddesses and gods, perhaps. Circe and Calypso, they have their own islands. They're very independent. So I don't understand why the actresses were trashing the roles when I think all classicists in our field remark that the Odyssey is the most emancipated work of literature, and it's not matched anywhere else in Eastern literature or later non-Western literature. So from the very beginning, the Greeks were very sympathetic to women, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to emphasize that, at least the actresses. As far as the race thing,
let me just ask you about this trans. You've got a trans female actress, Elliot Page, formerly Ellen Page, playing a male Greek warrior that was written into the play. Or the movie rather. I haven't seen the movie. I have no plans to see this. Okay. But this guy apparently gets a ton of screen time in the movie. To me, it's like you're forcing DEI and diversity down the throats of the audience. And this is like a gateway drug. You do this in a big Christopher Nolan movie, and now it can happen in any movie. And it's just not. The problem is you can't immerse yourself in a film when somebody like Elliot Page is playing a Greek warrior, a biological female. For me.
Yeah, the reason I was when I read about that is Sinon isn't even in the Odyssey. So why was he inserted? I guess he was inserted to give this role to a trans actor. And I don't know how many seconds. The same thing with Lupita. In the Odyssey, Helen is a very minor character. She's only in one little scene in Sparta. Clytemnestra, which I hear that she plays both roles. They were sisters, but they were not twins, as they imply in the movie, I'm told. But they were very minor roles. So what I think Christopher Nolan is doing, he's virtue signaling that he's going to be edgy or performance art, risky, PC, or maybe for Hollywood, he'll have the right percentage of non-white actors, but he's not stupid. And what I mean by that is he didn't make Penelope black. He didn't make Odysseus trans.
You're talking about the director?
Yes,
Can I
think
play
he
you, Victor, can I play you a soundbite? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
No,
I just think
finish your thought. I think you're right. You're onto something.
I think he picked minor characters to virtue signal, but not to the degree that people would walk out the theater and say that you've endangered the narrative. It'd be like saying that I'm making a movie of Martin Luther King and I'm going to have some white advisors when I knew they were black, but I won't make Martin Luther King white.
Right, or I'm going to make Martin Luther King white. I mean, he made Helen of Troy black, or I'm going to make Martin Luther King white. I think the left would be upset about that. Here's the director. Take a listen.
I mean, Elliott's just terrific, and I just thought this was such a great part for him. And I mean, we had such a great time years ago on Inception. It's nice to reunite with people.
Victor, I got 20 seconds. Such a great role. The role is not in the Odyssey. You created it for this trans actor.
Yes, and that's what I have a problem with, creating roles just to put a edgy actor in to get publicity or to please the Hollywood establishment when it comes to award time.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same thing with Helen. I mean, we say that she started the Trojan War. Yes, but she's in the Iliad, but she's a minor character in the Odyssey. And I think he did that deliberately. If he really wanted to be genuinely edgy, why did he make Penelope black?
You know, you want to immerse yourself in a movie and you want to just like forget about everything else and enjoy the movie, and you can't do that with this movie. And this is like a gateway drug to DEI casting. All right, every movie is going to be like this. When they do a remake of Jaws, I swear they're going to cast like a clownfish or a trans actor to play the role of Jaws. Okay, no, I'm serious. This is what this Christopher Nolan just established. That's how serious this is.
It doesn't work. Just one last thing. It doesn't go both ways. It doesn't go both ways.
It never goes both ways. If Martin Luther King were cast as a white man, I mean, that would never happen, but we would never hear the end of it. We got to leave it there. Victor Davis Hanson, good to see you. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.